Hello and welcome to Annie's Short Stories. I hope you enjoy this story. I'm going to try and upload a new story each day. The Wightwood Whispers. The Isle of Wight had always held an air of mystery, but none more so than Wightwood Forest. Locals whispered about it in hushed tones, warning against venturing too far into its depths. The trees, they said, spoke not with voices but with an unsettling creak and groan, as though ancient secrets were locked within their gnarled trunks. Holly Arnold, a historian with a penchant for unearthing forgotten stories, found herself irresistibly drawn to its shadowed expanse. Holly had moved to the island only months ago, her flat overlooking the cliffs of Freshwater Bay. She'd heard of Wightwood through a tattered journal she'd discovered in an antique shop, its pages filled with cryptic notes and crude sketches of trees with hollow eyes. The author, identified only as E.C., claimed the forest held the key to a tragic event, a vanished village, its inhabitants erased from history. It was this mystery that pulled Holly to the edge of Wightwood on a crisp autumn morning. The forest greeted her with a gust of cold wind, carrying the earthy scent of decay. The trees stood like sentinels, their twisted branches forming a lattice that barely allowed sunlight to pierce through. As Holly stepped onto the leaf-strewn path, a strange sensation washed over her, as if she were being watched. Hours passed as she delved deeper into the forest. The journal had mentioned landmarks, a fallen oak split by lightning, a stream that ran red with iron, and finally the Whispering Circle. Holly's steps quickened when she spotted the fallen oak, its massive trunk rotting yet still imposing. Nearby, the stream babbled, its water tinged a rusty hue. But it was the Whispering Circle that stole her breath. A ring of ancient yews stood in perfect symmetry, their roots entwined like clasped hands. As Holly approached, the air grew heavy, charged with an unnatural stillness. The whispers began faintly, barely audible over the rustling leaves. She froze, straining to hear. Words emerged from the cacophony, fragmented but clear enough to chill her. They took us, buried the truth she watched as still as Holly spun around, her heart hammering. The forest seemed alive, the trees leaning closer, their branches reaching like skeletal fingers. "Who's there?" she called out. No answer came, only the intensifying whispers. Determined to uncover the truth, Holly pulled out the journal and flipped to a page marked with a sketch of the Whispering Circle. Below it, a cryptic note read, "Dig beneath the roots where the shadows converge." Her eyes scanned the circle until she spotted a patch where the shadows of the yews formed a dense, ink-eye black. Using a trowel from her bag, she began to dig. The soil was unnaturally loose, as if disturbed before. Minutes later, her trowel struck something solid. She unearthed a small, intricately carved box. The wood was dark, etched with symbols she didn't recognize. As she pried it open, a rush of icy air escaped, carrying a faint sobbing sound. Inside was a lock of hair, brittle with age, and a letter sealed with wax. Breaking the seal, Holly unfolded the letter, her hands shaking. The handwriting was spidery, the ink faded but legible. "To whomever finds this, we were betrayed. The village of Elder Tree was erased to protect a secret too monstrous to reveal. She, the lady in white, was wronged, and her wrath cursed this forest. Do not seek her unless you are prepared to face the truth." The whispers surged, a symphony of despair and anger. Holly looked up to find the forest darker, the trees seeming to close in. And then she saw her. The lady in white emerged from the shadows, her form translucent but unmistakably human. Her gown billowed as if caught in a ghostly wind, her face obscured by a veil. She pointed at Holly, and the whispers ceased, replaced by a deafening silence. Holly stammered. The apparition floated closer, and the veil lifted. Her face was both beautiful and grotesque, eyes filled with sorrow and rage, her mouth stitched shut. She extended a hand, beckoning. Compelled by an unseen force, Holly reached out. The moment their hands touched, visions flooded her mind, a thriving village, a betrayal by a nobleman, and the lady in white's desperate plea for justice. The villagers had paid the price for her defiance, their lives taken and their memory buried beneath Wightwood's roots. The vision ended abruptly, leaving Holly gasping on the forest floor. The box lay open beside her, its contents gone. But something had changed. The trees stood deathly still, the whispers gone entirely, as though the forest itself awaited her decision. She felt a new weight in her bag and discovered a heavy iron key, ancient and cold to the touch. Alongside it, another note in the same spidery handwriting appeared: "Unlock the gate and set us free." Though the forest seemed to stretch endlessly, Holly found herself inexplicably drawn to a hidden path she hadn't noticed before. It twisted and turned until it ended at a massive iron gate, tangled in vines and rust. The key fit perfectly, and with a groan that echoed through the woods, the gate swung open. Beyond the gate lay ruins overgrown with moss, the remains of elder tree. In the center, a single towering tree with a hollow trunk loomed like a monument. Holly approached cautiously, the whispers returning in a frantic chorus. From the hollow emerged a pale, emaciated figure cloaked in shadows. Its eyes burned with hatred, its twisted smile filled with jagged teeth. "You should not have come," it hissed. The lady in white appeared once more, standing between Holly and the figure. She raised her hands, her stitched mouth tearing open as an ear-piercing scream erupted, shaking the forest to its roots. Holly fell to her knees as the spectre and the lady clashed, their battle unraveling the very air around them. Finally, the lady in white thrust her spectral hand through the figure's chest, and it dissolved into ash. The forest grew silent, the air clear and light for the first time. As dawn broke, Holly found herself back at the edge of Wightwood, clutching the iron key. The journal was gone, but the memories of Elder Tree and the lady's sacrifice remained vivid. She knew her task wasn't over. The story of Elder Tree needed to be told, its truth brought to light. Only then could the lady's spirit rest, and Wightwood's whispers finally fade to silence. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please don't forget to like, and even better, like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I hope you have had or have a great day.